It's Wednesday, my dudes! Or dudettes, whoever is watching. Unfortunately, I can not hear. There. That should be a bit better, I think. I'm sorry if that's too loud for anybody who's gonna come in and watch, but, anyway. So, yeah, I'm actually gonna be doing something entirely different, this evening. Well, you could probably figure it out from what's playing right now. Oop, and it's upside down. Yep. I'm going to be making another one of these, but in a more classic setup. More like this little figurine right here. Now, don't ask me where I got this because I actually don't remember. I think it might have been like a little baggie that had several small figurines or something. I don't remember, but the Spider-Man suit that I'm going to get a start on, it's going to look a bit more like this. So, yeah. I do have a reference model here. And I also have some materials, well, all around me. Basically pretty much nested for this. I'm not sure if my volume is... Maybe that's gonna be a bit better. So, let me get my lenses on. Anyway. So yeah, I've got red and blue thread. That's going to be essential. I've also got red and blue spandex fabric. Got a lot of blue because, well, this red and blue suit, this is going to be the first time I'm actually using the blue fabric. I used quite a bit of the red fabric already with the red and black suit, which I already have in this messenger bag. You will need red and blue spandex, or lycra if you're in a country that prefers to call it lycra. You will also need some puff paint. This is the Tulip Slick variety. And this is probably going to vary on who's making the costume and what the supply and demand is going to be, but it will be ideal to have some clothes that are in the size and in the shape that you want your costume to be in. So, yeah, it's always good to have reference patterns sitting around somewhere. Also, if you already have identical costumes already made, then you could also use those for reference. Yep. I also have this wet to straight hair straightening iron. This is actually going to be very helpful with dealing with curvatures and whatnot. Also, you might want to have some Sharpies. You might also want a pen, and this part might be a bit over the top for some, but you might also want to use a pencil, and you may also want some scrap paper, you know, just because. Also, get my little reference figurine back out. If you take a look at the back spider, if I can get the... I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that, but the classic back spider, it's basically a tick shape. It's basically a circle with 8 legs, 4 on each side. And given the nature of the tick design, you're definitely going to want something that's round and maybe not too big, but big enough to where it will actually make an impact. Like, maybe that's going to be too small, but hopefully you get the idea. What else? If you're going to have souls on your costume, you may also want to grab a pair of water shoes and basically separate the actual rubber sole from the water shoe. Also, if you're going to have a U-zipper, you may want to procure some of this. And this is basically a 3 1/4 yard zipper spool, and it's basically going to come in handy for stuff like that. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get that far tonight, but we shall see. We shall see. Oh, this also... You're also going to want pins. And you're also going to want some washable markers. I tend to use the black one more than all the others. Well, it helps with marking out the web lines and stuff, so yeah. Washable markers, definitely going to be a must. And since we are going to be working with the blue fabric, might also want to use this for that. Oh, and of course, with the thread, you're also going to want the needles, which I've already stuck on there. Also, if you can hear any noise in the background, basically, I have the window open to basically have the fan running and keep me cool, so nobody likes overheating in their own bedroom, so. Oh, and you're also going to want material for the eyes. This I just got from a dollar store, but this I actually bought from Safeway. It's one of those splatter screens. I cut it in half because where is it? Those are the gloves. Where's the mask? Come on, mask, where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm not sure how well this is going to come across, but if you look, you can actually see some strainer lines similar to the splatter screen here. Basically, I cut the splatter screen in half, and I cut 6 of the lens shape from that one half, and I basically layered 3 pieces of the lens shape and glued it all together, and then I attached it to this PVC frame that I made. I used E6000 glue to put the lens together. A lot of people say that hot glue is not the best thing in the world to use. I actually agree with them because I've used hot glue for other projects and it just turned into a big gloppy mess, and trust me, you do not want that. Also, when you're attaching the soles to the boots of your costume, you may want to use Gorilla Glue. So, yeah, you're going to need at least 2 different types of glue. Or you could potentially get away with just the one, but the E6000 glue, the fumes from that don't exactly irritate my eyes, but it does smell funny, so yeah, it's better to have multiple glues. Okay, also, when you're making templates and you're going to use cardboard, you may want to use a box knife, and a little bit of advice when you're using a box knife: try to cut away from you. Don't cut towards you, because if you cut towards you, you'll potentially puncture something important, or worst case scenario, you could end up killing yourself, and nobody, and I mean nobody, wants that. You hear me? Be very careful when using a box cutter. Or if you're using a box cutter. Okay, I think I've pretty much got all my lecture out. So, now the moment we've been waiting for, we can finally begin. So, here we have the blue spandex, and this is proper spandex. This is a 4-way stretch. Yeah, that's definitely the type of material that you want. So, I'm going to start by folding this in half, if I can. Okay, and here we go. And for how much of these materials that you could potentially need, it really is up to you and how tall you are or how wide you are. When I bought my spandex in bulk, I bought, I think, 2.5 yards of blue, 2.5 yards of black, and I think 3 of the red. I might have to double check my social media posts to remember what the dimensions were of my purchase. So, and so. So you're probably not able to see what the heck I'm doing, but hold on. So you can pretty much see the layout here. So now, where's the these are the reference pants. These are just women's capris that I found at a Walmart. Now, you might laugh at me saying, dude, Decals buys women's clothes? Hey, shut up. If Peter Parker gets to be resourceful, why can't I? Besides, women's clothes or not, this is basically the same concept that we want for the Spider-Man suit. So now I'm going to basically finagle this to where we have this whole thing basically something like this. There we go. I'm trying to get everything all lined up and stuff, so. How did I do this the first time? I think I'm going to... Okay. So now I can fold this in half again. And okay. Now I'm gonna get the straight edge here. And I'm gonna line this up. Now, where did I put my rotary blade? And I buried it under the spandex. Uh-oh. Did I... Oh no, it's just raised up because the capris are under. Just gonna bear through this. Uh-oh. Small botch up, but easy fix. Okay, now I'm gonna take the marker here. Oh, okay. I haven't used markers in a long time. Well, I can't say that, because I did use markers with marking out the webbing for my red and black costume. Go. So, you probably didn't even see what I did. But basically, I followed the shape of the pants along this curvature here. And, I think over here, now I can... go. Okay, so that's just one side. And go. Oops, I accidentally shifted that down. You definitely want to be careful about that, because when you shift something, it has a tendency to not allow things to line up as good as they probably could. Okay. Now I'm going to shift this whole thing down carefully. Now I'm going to mark these. I'm gonna crawl over to this side. So maybe you can see a bit better what I'm doing. Follow this line. fine. There we go. And now, follow this whole line. I think I'm just about there. There. Okay. So now I can crawl back over here. I can push this back over. And I think let's see how this match up. Ooh. Trying to make some refining and adjustments, and it is just this whole process. It's a bit of a hassle, trust me, but once you get the gist of what you're supposed to do, it's pretty much uphill. Kind of like being a practicing lawyer in a law firm. Although I cannot attest to that because I am not a lawyer. I'm an entertainer. And I think I got it. Oops, wrong way. And I think I got a mark on myself. Okay. And put the rest of the blue to the side for now. My rotary blade is getting dull, so I may need to switch out the blade. And there we go. Okay. Now, I wonder how my fabric scissors are going to on this. Okay. My fabric scissors are pretty weak as well, so I might need to replace those soon. Okay. Now for the other end. And this should... Okay. Let's... Okay. Okay. Basically, I've got the two halves of pants, and they're still stuck together. That actually works out in my favor. So, okay, so therein lies a little difficulty. So, it looks like I might have to go over these edges with the straightening iron, but overall, not too shabby. Wait, where's the piece with the waistband mark? Ah, here it is. So, I'm not sure whether or not I want to sew these seams right now, but yeah, this looks to be the wrong side. Okay. So I did cut it correctly. Okay. So, at this point, I'm going to take out my needle and the thread. Oh! Crap. Now, there is a special technique that my friend Dylan actually pointed out. Once I get the thread through the needle loop. There we go. So basically, this technique, it's probably straightforward to some of y'all out there, but basically it's like a double threading technique. Okay, and scissors. Two ends lined up, and then this is where I like to loop it. Now the way I loop my thread, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but basically, maybe there you can see it a bit better. Basically, I loop it in such a way to where when you pull on these end pieces that stick out, the loop will shrink once you get the needle through that. So. Now comes the grueling part of getting this all the way sewn without any bit of the thread snagging. So this is going to take a bit of a while, but now this would be a lot faster if I was using a sewing machine, but let's be real. when you do everything by hand, yeah, it may take longer, but it just means you put your heart and soul into the very thing that you made. So, yeah. I almost wonder if I should have made this a just chatting stream.
Everything changes.
But then again, this craft that I do, it is art in some way, so... Okay. So, basically, I started a bit more forward than where I wanted the actual seams to collide. And I did that on purpose, because it kind of gives it a bit of extra security, so... And then, the way I do my sewing, I basically, like, it's really hard to show. Maybe if I try to do it a bit closer to the actual camera here. Move that down. So, I'm not sure how well that is coming across. I keep lowering my hands, thinking that the camera's down lower than it actually is, but I clearly need to get better at, maybe this would be a lot easier if I was actually behind the camera and the camera was right in front of me, or if the camera was, like, attached to my face in some way, so that you could actually see what I'm seeing. But let me give that roundabout, and then another round of sewing line. There we go. Okay, so at this point I could probably show you what I've done so far. So yeah, you can pretty much see the seam starting to take form right there.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Random Butler, thank you so much for the follow. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, as I was saying, this seam is starting to take form here, and it is definitely... Didn't realize you weren't following me? Oof. Well, now that you followed, make sure you hit that bell icon. I think it would be over up there, or down there. I'm still not fully adjusted to the new Twitch setup yet. So... please forgive me if some of my guesses are a bit off as far as the screen setup. And basically, right now, I'm just working on the pants, or part of the pants, for my red and blue Spidey suit. And, yeah, so far it is actually starting to work out pretty good. And we have this third round pretty much good to go. I'm Not sure how well you could probably make out that stitching, so yep. It's a good piece of hand sewing at its finest, so I'm going to set this aside for now. And now I am going to do a little bit of the shirt. Now I have a few scraps of red fabric left over from when I made my red and black suit. And you know what? I want to pull that out again. Because, honestly, I'm very proud of myself with the way I made this. And, and the back spider here, I based this off of somebody else's design, but I kind of screwed it up. But it's not that big of a screw up because it actually has the illusion that it's actually crawling up the back. So it almost feels like it's alive. Kind of cool, huh? Also, I have these net-like things with the underarms. It was supposed to be underarm webbing, but I did not think to thread it. The mask here, it kind of reminds me of Spider-Man, the animated series from the 90s. And anybody who knows me knows that I was born in the late 90s. So, but I have watched reruns of Spider-Man, the animated series, so yeah. I guess you could say I probably have a bit of a bias towards that show. Right now, I feel like I need a little snack break. Now, there were a few pieces cut out, but wait. Hold on. I think I have a reference, or I could just use this mask right here. Okay, this one was for the shirt, this one was mask. Okay. So I'm gonna set that back to the side. And okay. So it's gotta be this way. And gotta line this up just right. And there. Okay. Now for the shirt, this is a bit tricky. This is where having reference materials comes into play and comes in really, really handy. Now, I do intend on having a U-zipper, so I'm probably not going to like sew everything directly onto one another, but I am going to at least try to have everything like completely aligned and or as aligned as I can get it. Props and quads. that's just a random thread. Okay. Melatonin. Hello. That's an interesting name. Thanks. Okay, let me try to line this up. I'm trying to get, like, everything, like, as lined up as I can get it. So yeah, looks like this is gonna be, my better, reference source. So, gotta try to make sure that the, sizing and stuff. Okay, you know, maybe I should do it from this perspective. Yeah, maybe this is gonna work a bit better, so. Can you sew this? You can sew the spider suit. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. There we go. This works better. This works much better. Now, mark. Okay. Now, up to the neck. I don't want to make the same mistake I made with my red and black suit and just have it go straight across. I'm going to try to draw the shoulder lines downward on an angle. And there we go. Where's my straight edge? Oh, you do? Well, I don't have them out. Sorry. Attempts. Okay. I think I've got the basic shape pretty much figured out. Now, for good old Mr. Rotary Blade. And that actually cut right on the line, which is exactly what I wanted. Go. Choppity chop chop. And where? Oh. Well, that was dangerous. I was sitting on my own scissors. Be careful on that inseam dog. Oh. I do have every intention. Okay. And now for the home stretch. Cutting the angle for what will be the belt piece. That in mind. Okay, line this up, and actually, I could probably get away with using just a regular wooden ruler. And it's not right on the line, but the line is a curve, so double check. Yeah, I think this is probably, I could definitely get away with going with this shape. Okay. Now, to measure where the blue parts are going to meet. Now, this is one instance where it's handy to have a pencil. Definitely want at least a quarter of an inch for seam allowance. Alrighty. Now, maybe an inch and a half. Trusty, trusty little tool here. Actually, no, on second thought, yeah, just a simple inch is gonna be fine. So I'm gonna make that mark. And now, now, for the center bit, yeah, definitely. You're just another part of me. Ah, hey, Battermine. Can I? Avenger. This is an IRL project. How can I, This is IRL, not Minecraft. I'm sorry. This is just funny. That is just too funny. Okay, now, pencil line. Besides, I've already done one of these already. Plus, I also have a little miniature reference model. But anyway, Bettermine subscribed at tier 1 and you've subscribed for 3 months. Dude, Bettermine, legend. Yes, those lines intersect. Excellent. So I can make my mark right along here. Now, what angle do I want that line to come down on? There is another thing that I did not think to comprehend, is the fact that I will end up having, like, the triangle, or maybe I can... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Maybe I should use a pen for this. By the way, how's the music? Is it too loud? Is it just right? Or... I see what I have to do here. I have to line this up, then with my pencil, draw that down. One, two, 4. Line that up. There we go. Like there's a small problem. Okay. Yeah, that stretches me. Okay. So I can bring it along like this. And yes, yes. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere with this. And okay. Now to test how I like that with... Actually, I do like that angle. Okay. So, yep. This is definitely a keeper right here. Maybe if I can bring that in and... So, yeah. This shape right here. The shape that I've drawn right here. This is definitely a good one. Okay. And now I have to mark for the seam allowance. One of the things about sewing, you always gotta make sure you have yourself some seam allowance. And have and finally this side. Awesome. Okay. Now I have to try and get along. Actually, this is probably where the pens are gonna come into play, because there we go. There we go. There. This ought to help everything hold in place. Like thus. Excellent. Excellent. So. Yeah, this is probably the first time I've ever worked on a cosplay on stream. Like, this is definitely a very unique stream for me. Okay. And now, to continue along this line, now from the other end, cut on down. as you could probably imagine, we're going to be using quite a lot of the blue. And you can probably guess that from how much of the red that I'm cutting off of the main torso bit. If I was doing Ben Reilly as Spider-Man, then that would be completely bonkers, like Looney Bin territory. Yeah. Even the music agrees with me. So, who thinks that sewing should be added to my stream category? Like, I'm not just a one-trick horse. I mean, I can do more than Minecraft and Spyro. Like, I sing, and I juggle. And now, you can see quite clearly, I'm also sewing. And... let's see, where... okay. Now I can probably take these pins out, and now I have to mark the sew line for this end. So, now, how much was it a quarter of an inch? Yeah, I think it was. Ah, dang it. It flexed on me. I don't like being flexed on. Up. And there we go. Finally. Awesome. Okay. So we've got the pencil lines drawn. Now unfolds. Oh man. It looks so goofy, but it'll come together in the end. We'll see. You probably Hopefully you can see my marker lines. Let's see if I can do it with my left hand. Yep, I'm switching hands here. Go. Do I want to deal with the neck right now, or? No, I'll worry about that later. I will worry about that later. So, these are, yep, those are the pants. So, I need some of the scrap fabric because this is really handy to have. Okay. I'm trying to line these up. Okay, so one side is a bit uneven. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. As long as I can get the shape I'm after, I could care less. Okay. Now... No, that's not it. These are the pieces. Okay. Try to line this up. And, there's my mark. Actually, I want to use the blue on the blue, so... Try to line, ruler up. And there we go. One piece. Now I also have to add half an inch to accommodate the seam allowance. Seam allowance, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries alike. It's always key when you're doing a sewing project. This end here, and okay. Once again, switching to my left hand. So anybody who's watching, what's your favorite superhero? And do you cosplay as your favorite superhero? Or are you just a fan of their appearances in TV shows and film? I don't mean to pry, and I'm not trying to slight anybody. I'm genuinely curious as to who else does this very thing that I'm doing right now. guys probably don't stream the creation of your cosplays, but I can understand. I mean, some people, they're not comfortable with being in front of a camera, but me, I actually like being in front of a camera. It gives me an edge. What's a cooler name? Big or Fours? Big or Fours? I'm not sure. I don't know. That's a good question. Big Fours. I guess Fours would probably do. Hey, Ranroth. I'm doing good. How about you? Excuse me. I think I have a bit of dry throat. I'm definitely gonna have to fix that later. And now... I'm about to do like a little crazy backwards thing here. I'm gonna switch the blade to the other side. Just for a moment. Stretch with Hallelujah. Doing okay? Not much to complain about? Good. I'm glad to hear that, Ranroth. Meanwhile, I can actually say the same, except I really wish that I had a sewing machine and actually knew how to use one. Come on. Now line. Oh, there we go. Switch that back around. Hallelujah. Hey, Sir Rykard. Good to see ya. Got the blue parts, got the red parts, and now I'm gonna pin this for now so I can properly sew it later. And go. So, so it's only been an hour, and I've pretty much got done cutting out the shape for the pants and cutting out a shape for the front of the shirt. So, yeah, I guess I could say I've made some pretty good progress thus far. Come on, there we go. The most finicky part is trying to capture everything on camera, but you know, these things, they are what they are. I may need to toss out some pins because they are just warped as hell. There we go. So, if I hold up this, if I can just get it, you can kind of see how that's gonna come together. In the long run, at least. Yeah. Now, if I bring this closer to the camera, so you can probably see my marker line, like right along here. So I think I'll probably start over here and then work my way in, and then double back this way, and then I'll sew down this line until I get to this intersection, and then double back a little bit, and then this corner bit, that'll be a completely separate thing all its own. I'm not sure how well you can see the pencil line here, but basically when I fold this in half, that pencil line will be where I place some stitching, so that the neck bit, it'll hug around my neck and actually press a bit more closely. So yeah, there's not that much wiggle room. I mean, we are working with spandex for a Spider-Man costume because, well, Spider-Man's costume is very form-fitting, so of course it's got to be spandex. Yeah, I love Spider-Man. And I just gotta pull this out again because I'm just so proud of myself, and I think this is actually the first red and black Spider-Man costume that I've ever had or made. So yeah, this costume right here, this is definitely, without question, like a big achievement. So, pull the needle off that, and it's form-fitting because Parker is ripped. Yeah. I am not ripped, but I am trying to lose a bit of weight, so I'm mostly watching what I eat, how much I eat, and have to slick that thread. Come on. There we go. There we go. Morales 2. From what I remember from what I've seen of the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, Miles Morales was on the skinny side. So yeah, I definitely should try to lose a little more weight. Looks like I should probably nick off a piece of the blue. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, here we are. Now I'll get my scissors. One of the gloves came out of the bag. Clumsy me. Oh. Just look at that. My hands are already dirty. I've got filthy hands. Didn't I have some hand sanitizer around here? Nope. Oh, maybe it's in this box. Under here. Nope. No loose end. Oh, it's behind the box. Oops. I'm gonna try to. This will probably help until the next time I properly wash my hands. So, but that probably shouldn't be too far away now. So, been live for almost an hour and a half. Now, I'm gonna try to. So basically, what I do is I cross it like that, and then pinch where it intercepts, and then I make another loop, but then bring this loop around, and then I take the ends, and the first loop, and I hold them together, and then I pull the actual stitch thread, and it pretty much forms that sort of deal. Yep. So hopefully, whoever's watching, I hope that made total sense. If not, I should probably do a video tutorial on that. And here we go. Gonna pull that through, and then once you make the starting seam, put the needle through the loop, and then take the end thread pieces and pull to close that loop off. And that's basically how I do it. It's simple and it's not overly complex, but it works. And if it works, I use it. And if it doesn't work, I try to find an alternative. And somehow I was pushing the needle, or the pin out, without actually pressing up against it. Or maybe I was pressing up against it and I just wasn't feeling any of the pain. Go. There we go. And now to double back. We're getting somewhere. It's that's pretty much the state of it. This is probably a bit lame to actually look at because you probably can't see completely what I'm doing, but you're probably trying to imagine the visual idea behind my gestures. And there we go. See that? Hopefully that makes sense. I try not to pull the thread too thin because we definitely want some stretch and leeway. Because, like I said, this is spandex. We're trying to make sure it works completely for us. So, I'm going to finish this line out to the corner, turning corner, and there's the other pin. Get that out and put it aside. So, I was looking through some of my old YouTube videos just the other day, and I was starting to think, you know, maybe I should share another school story. I mean, I already made the one school story regarding this Naruto card incident between me and a classmate, RJ Randall. Well, he and I didn't have any classes, but he and I did go to the same school. And somebody was accusing me of taking Naruto cards from him. And of course I didn't do it, but the principal did not believe me. She persisted that I did, and I did not appreciate it. So I basically made that video calling her out on her actions. And what the heck? Uh-oh. Yep, I've made an error already. Yeah, that's a bit embarrassing. Let's see if I can actually reverse the, Oh! Okay, there's one. There's one. So, for a school story video on YouTube, I think I should probably talk about my really appalling experience with the reading obsessed district. Like, they cared more about reading and academic overachievers than students who were struggling just to make it through the day. And I think that's going to be something that everybody can probably relate to, like getting their problems ignored when they needed help the most. Getting falsely accused confuses the brain. Yes, it does. It can be damaging when you can lose your job or get expelled. Absolutely. Absolutely. The truth is supposed to set people free, but that was not the case with me. The truth actually got me branded as a troublemaker, which it hurt. Yep, been there. That, unfortunately, is the sorry state that we were forced to live in. It sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It sucks. And... one. There we go. Do I have much further to... No, it doesn't look like it. I can see the gap right there, so... Mistakes. We make them, and it sneaks up on us when we do, but... At least with my little mistake here, I'm actually able to, I'm actually able to backtrack and rewind. Like, I guess I usually do a lot better when the camera's not on, so... Only on camera when you least expect it, and you think everything is going to go right, that's when these little mishaps occur. There we go. And... trying to get... last two reverse passes. Oh man, this is getting so difficult. Can he do it? Can he do it? See one of the needles. And... come on. Oh, there's one. And... come on. Or is it the... oh, it was this one. Okay, I was picking at the wrong one. Okay. So come on. Oh, I see it. And... there we go. Okay. Made a mistake, but I undid it. Ha 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 ha. No mistake can keep me down, because I am D. Casanova. Adaptable beyond belief. When life gives you lemons, not only does he make lemonade, but he also makes lemon cream pie. And lemon cookies. And lemon cake. When life gives me lemons, I don't just make lemonade, I make a whole lemon feast. Although, that probably made me look like a sourpuss. And just like Spider-Man, I am full of puns. Just like in the second Spider-Man movie back in 2004 when he was fighting Dr. Octopus in the bank, and Doc Ock threw a bag of money and Spidey webbed it and threw it back at him, and it was like, "Here's your change!" Oh, man. That scene, Oh, man. That definitely is... That is definitely a definitive Spider-Man moment. I tell you what. Believe it or not, I also was looking at some nostalgic Spider-Man comics, and believe it or not, the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy actually took a lot more cues from the comics than people realized. Legal stuff. The legal staff told us a female's accusation is above evidence, and we had a lesbian student try and make false accusation against a straight Romanian. Her accusation was thrown out. Whoa. That's... I can honestly feel that guy's pain because, believe it or not, in 2015, I think around this time, it was 2 weeks before I was due to graduate, and this one student, Cherie Coleman, she made this false accusation against me, saying that I lifted her skirt and grabbed her rear end, but I did no such thing. But of course, even though I told the truth, I still got an emergency expulsion and was suspended out of school on Monday, served an in-school suspension on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then for the rest of the school year, I was pretty much spending the period where she and I shared a class in the library, and I didn't even do anything. Like, what? In what world is that even justified? In what world is that even legal to do to a student? Especially a student that didn't even do anything wrong. Do they have any idea the hell that it has caused? So, I'm gonna get all the way down to that corner, and should be able This also reminds me of something that I was told recently by a former classmate and a friend of mine on Facebook. He said that the cop from my middle school was actually fired for having an affair with a minor. Public school? It's a government institution, college. You should get an attorney since you're an adult. It was a public school. But it happened 5 years ago, so it's probably too late for me to do anything now. But then again, I was an adult at that time. One course 7? This is starting to look a lot like some of the cosplays that I see other YouTubers do. But you know, I'm not even bothered by it because, well, I have a YouTube myself, and I'm one of them. if I can get this another roundabout. And there we go. Okay. Now, the tricky part. I'm trying to get this to fold over this way, and then... Why is this being such a pain? I'm not sure if I actually... this is probably wrong. Okay, maybe if I fold that corner in... Flip that over. Man. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't be that rusty. You're rusty yourself, but my goodness, you have the name of an angel. Thank you, Sir Rykard. That's very kind of you. I found the right spot right there. Just gotta poke it through and pull. And now yeah, I probably should have trimmed that corner piece. Right. Actually, I can do that right now. I don't want to make things easier. 1 Corinthians 7. Clean your rust. Ah. I'm getting the stitching. I'm getting it. And it looks like... Oh. Yep. I'm getting it. It's starting to come together. Man. I remember the first time I made a Spider-Man costume. I was 17, and it was, well, my first attempt at making a Spider-Man costume, it was kind of but then my second attempt, it was actually a bit better. It looked more like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit, and if I'm honest, I love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit. To me, that is by far the best live-action Spider-Man you could ever hope to see. Now, you might disagree with me, you might agree with me, but I think I said so earlier that the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, they actually take more cues from the Spider-Man comics than you would think. Like, I found in the original Spider-Man comics that Mary Jane's father was abusive in some way, and that cue was actually met in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man series. However, a cue that they did miss was that in the comics, Anna Watson was the Parker's neighbor, and Mary Jane would visit her from time to time. In the Sam Raimi series, it's the abusive parent that is the neighbor, not the kind and loving Aunt Anna, so that is kind of a shame, but they did get the detail that Mary Jane's father is an abusive man, so they get points for that. Push and pull through. I'm sorry, I'm just so excited. Like, it's actually starting to fill up. I'm loving this. This is fun. Anyway. We have another 5 minutes before 8:30, so it is coming along pretty nice. So, let's see. Oh. So many people are streaming right now. So many. But there's only 2 people watching, so for me that is not enough to conduct a raid. And my hands are really filthy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to wash them soon. Ooh. looks like I... Oh no, I didn't. I might be able to... I just have to line it up. And there we go. And I can just pin it. So. There. Okay. So. Let me take a look at, who is doing what. Okay. Ooh. So my friend Coffee Slay is, still on. Fruity Cutie is on. Anita is still on. You know, I don't think I've ever, hosted up Hannah. But yeah, I think we could probably give Hannah a host. So, I'm going to end stream here, and, I am going to host up Coffee Slay. So, yeah. Once we're over in Coffee Slay's stream, give her lots of love, give her some thumbs up, and I really need to wash my hands. I'm sorry, it's just, look at all that ink. Ink! Ink! Get it off! So, yeah, we are going to host up Coffee Slay, and I hope to see you guys next time with something a bit more exciting. Goodbye!